So today we're looking at 4C, we're factorising cubic, and it's going to flow on really nicely from what we did last lesson. So if we want to factorise this, okay, the first thing I'm looking along there, I'm going, what's common to all three of those terms? And we can see we've got x in all of them. Okay, so we're going to pull that x out the front, and that's going to leave in brackets x squared take 6x plus 8. Okay, we know we've done it properly. If we were to expand this, we're going to get what we had above. Okay, now it wants us to fully factorise. So that means we need to factorise what's inside the brackets here. And we can do that because that's a quadratic. And so within those brackets, I'm going to use the cross product method to factorise this quadratic. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply together to give us minus 8. And when we add them together, we've got minus 6.
Positive 8.
Minus 4 and minus 2?
You said negative 8. It's positive 8.
Positive 8, thank you. So they're going to be our factors. We can see if we cross multiply here, we've got minus 4x and minus 2x, and they sum to minus 6x. So that means when it's fully factorised, x take 4, and x take 2. Okay, so this here is a cubic function. We know because it's x to the power of 3. We were able to factorise x out the front. And so we've got a linear factor and then a quadratic factor. And we were able to factorise the quadratic factor into 2 further linear factors. So we have a cubic is 3 linear factors. Alright? And the solutions, or the roots, or the zeros, the things that the x-intercepts, the values of x that would make it equal to 0, if I'm to solve that, we've got our answer here, okay? I'm just taking it a little bit further. If we're to solve what's going to make it equal to 0, the solutions would be positive 2, positive 4, and 0. If you plug 0 in there, it's going to multiply everything by 0, so the whole thing is 0. So you would have 3 solutions, 3 x-intercepts, 3 zeros, 3 roots. We're going to use all of those words interchangeably. Okay, let's come up over here. We've got a cubic, and we're told x equals 2 is a root. So I might write those words up there that will pop up. 0, root, factor, x-intercept. Okay, these mean the same thing. Loosely mean the same thing. Alright, what it means is when we put that number, 2, into this function, it's going to make it equal to 0. Okay? And of course, x-intercepts occur when y equals 0. You can see the relationship there. So because x equals 2 is a factor, it means that x take 2 times by some quadratic, okay, whatever it is, it's going to be some quadratic, is going to equal this cubic. Okay, so if I'm to expand this out, we're going to have x to the power of 3 because we've got x times ax squared. Alright, so it has to be a linear factor times a quadratic is going to give you some cubic. Alright, that's just x times x squared gives you x to the 3. So we're going to perform this expansion. We've set it up because we know 2 is a root, and so we've got x take 2 is a factor. Because now, like I said, if you put the number 2 in here, it's going to make that side equal to 0. If you put the number 2 right here, it's going to make this whole side equal to 0 as well. So we know x take 2 is a factor. So we've set it up, let's expand it and solve it like we were doing yesterday. We're going to apply the distributive law here. Ax to the 3 plus bx squared plus cx. And then I said I'm going to write underneath. We're going to have take 2a x squared, take 2b x, and take away 2c. And then I'm going to smash them together, make it into one function. We've got b take 2a x squared, and c take 2b x, and take 2c. And then I'm just going to write the cubic beneath so that we can pretty clearly equate each respective coefficient. So this is the cubic that it's equal to. And so let's state all of the relationships we've got. We've got A is 1, B take 2A is 7, C take 2B is 14, and minus 2C is minus 8. Okay, and we can use all of them to solve the values of A, B, C. So here B take 2A is 7, we've got A is 1, so we're going to have B take 2 times 1 is 7.
Should be -7.
-7, thank you. We've got B take 2 is -7, we've got B is -5. And then we'll go over here, we've got minus 2C is -8, so C is going to be +4. Divide both sides by -2. And so then we've got that quadratic, and so that's what we were doing yesterday, wasn't it? We were expanding and equating A, B, C. But we need to take it a little bit further because we're asked to fully factorise. We've got one factor, all right? So this cubic now, it's going to look like this. X take 2 times by, we've got AX squared, A is 1, plus BX, B is -5, so take 5X. And then plus C, C is 4, so +4. And now, just like we did over here, we had a linear factor and quadratic, we're looking at fully factorising that quadratic. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply together to give us 4, and when we add them together, we've got -5. So if I factorise that, -4 and -1, okay, you can see we cross multiply. -4 times -1 is +4. And when we add -4x and -x, we've got -5x. So fully factorised. Okay. And so this cubic here, that's what we call it in general form. Okay. Remember, general form of a quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c. Here we have the general form of a cubic. There's 4 terms rather than 3. And we've expressed it as 3 linear factors. So they're equal, they're the same function, they're just different ways of representing it. And they tell us different things, okay? This tells us the y-intercept, okay? When x is 0, the y-intercept is -8. This tells us all of the x-intercepts, all right? The values of x that are going to make it 0, we've got +2, +4, and +1. That's when this cubic is going to cut the x-axis. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, let's get that.